Happening now on Oahu, a hearing in federal court to determine the course of litigation from the Maui wildfires. U.S. District Court Judge Jill A. Otake is hearing arguments regarding Hawaiian Electric's request to have further proceedings in the case moved to federal court. Now, as that hearing continues, Island News is learning new information on this case from victims from the wildfires. We're going to turn now to Robert Buon, who joins us in studio with those details. Robert, we're first to have this story.
Yes, that's right, Leigh. What's happening at this hour inside the federal courtroom will determine the venue for the HECO lawsuit. But as that takes place, we're now learning of recently discovered evidence that could put another party previously considered at risk of minor liability to possibly turn out to be one of the major parties implicated. Now, this is new information from Jan Oppo, the lead counsel for HECO lawsuit. He's at the Kuhio federal building right now for that hearing, trying to have that remanded back to the state court so the case can be heard on Maui. As Oppo points out, most of the witnesses, emergency crews, fire, police, and more are residents of Maui. And that's where most of the evidence is already located. Evidence including items like utility poles that supported the power lines downed by the high winds that caused the fires. Now, the HECO lawsuit only recently got their investigators access to these poles, revealing shocking new developments.
It wasn't until last week that the utility companies allowed us into the warehouse. And we got into the warehouse to inspect all the poles. And our experts came back with photographs, and we did pole inspections, and we did termite inspection. Pole 7A is riddled with termite damage. It is, you see it right off the top. That thing was a termite hive. So the point being is that Hawaiian Telecom and Spectrum, who was using that pole, may have a lot more responsibility for this fire than anybody thought at the first.
It supports two important claims. One, it's not practical to transfer evidence of this size, like these telephone poles, to Honolulu, along with the rest of the evidence and witnesses who would need to travel. And two, that the amount that entitled parties could seek might be significantly higher. While that would still be adjustable in litigation, that wouldn't be taken into account for parties opting for the settlement offered. That amount has already been determined. Now, I did reach out to comment, and Spectrum Hawaii just called back about 10 minutes ago and said that they do not own that pole, but they do lease it. No response yet from Hawaiian Electric. As for a decision in today's hearing, it's expected that could come as soon as this afternoon. So stay with us on air and online at KITV.com as this story continues to develop. Robert Buon, Island News.